Drake just woke up to the kind of nightmare no superstar ever wants to face. Not one, but two of hip-hop's most dangerous lyricists coming straight for his throne. Kendrick Lamar lit the match at the Super Bowl, turning the halftime stage into a live fire disaimed directly at Drake, loaded with hidden shots and industry-shaking symbolism. The crowd roared, the internet exploded, and even black celebrity royalty couldn't help reacting, some cheering, others throwing petty shade. But before Drake could even catch his breath, Tyler, the creator, jumped into the fight. No subliminals, no soft jabs. Tyler's words cut deep, questioning Drake's credibility, artistry, and even his place in the culture. It wasn't just one bad day for Drake, it was a coordinated strike, hitting him from two different directions, on two of the biggest platforms in music. Now the question isn't just whether Drake can respond, it's whether he can survive this kind of pressure without his empire cracking. Because in hip-hop, when sharks smell blood, they don't wait. They attack. And right now, Drake's surrounded. This isn't beef. This is an ambush. And the whole world is watching to understand why this moment is sending shockwaves through the music industry. We need to rewind the clock. Drake has been sitting comfortably at the top of hip-hop for over a decade. Hit after hit, sold-out tours, platinum plaques. He's not just a rapper, he's a global brand. But the higher you rise, the more people want to see you fall. And for years, two names have been lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect opportunity to challenge him: Kendrick Lamar and Tyler, the creator. The tension between Drake and Kendrick isn't new. It traces back to 2013 when Kendrick dropped his now infamous verse on Control, where he called out Drake and the rest of the rap game by name, claiming he was coming to murder the competition. Drake played it cool publicly, but insiders knew it struck a nerve. Over the years, both rappers have traded subliminals. But it wasn't until Kendrick dropped Not Like Us, a devastating lyrical assault, that the rivalry hit a breaking point. And just when things couldn't get hotter, Kendrick took the beef to the biggest stage in America, the Super Bowl halftime show. But here's where things get wild. While the world was still dissecting Kendrick's performance, Tyler, the creator, entered the chat. Tyler has never been one to bite his tongue, and his comments about Drake's authenticity and relevance lit up social media. This wasn't just another rapper throwing shade. Tyler has a unique cultural influence that stretches beyond music into fashion, media, and the younger generation of fans who see him as a creative pioneer. For Drake, this was more than just two rappers taking shots. It was a public challenge from two very different but equally dangerous opponents. Kendrick represents lyrical dominance and cultural credibility. Tyler represents the new wave of fearless creativity and youth appeal. Together, they create a pincer movement, squeezing Drake from both sides of the industry. What makes this even more brutal is the timing. Drake is in a delicate phase of his career. His last few projects received mixed reviews, and some critics claim his formula is starting to feel stale. He's also been facing personal controversies and public scrutiny that have chipped away at his untouchable image. For Kendrick and Tyler, the moment couldn't be more perfect. And while Drake has built his empire on calculated moves and controlling the narrative, this time feels different. The shots are coming fast, the reactions are louder than ever, and the internet isn't letting him breathe. The question now is, can Drake find a way to flip this into a win? Or is this the start of his downfall? The moment the Super Bowl halftime lights dimmed and Kendrick's final verse echoed through the stadium, the internet exploded. Millions had just witnessed what felt less like a performance and more like an open challenge. Kendrick didn't name Drake outright. He didn't have to. The sly lyrical flips, the veiled lines about fake kings and crowns borrowed, not earned, were enough for fans and critics to instantly connect the dots. Hashtags like hashtag Kendrick killed it and hashtag 6 got in trouble trended before the game was even over. But that was just the opening blow. Less than 24 hours later, Tyler, the creator, posted a cryptic tweet. Funny how the biggest fish can't swim in deep water. No name, no explanation. Just pure internet gasoline. Fans immediately paired the comment with Kendrick's performance, tagging Drake in every thread. The tweet got over 1 million likes in a single day. Behind the scenes, whispers started spreading. Tyler and Kendrick had allegedly been in contact for months, quietly planning a creative link-up. Some sources claim that Tyler had even been sitting on unreleased material featuring Kendrick, ready to drop at the perfect moment. Drake's camp wasn't taking the heat well. According to insiders, there were emergency meetings at OVO headquarters, where executives debated whether to ignore the shots, subtly respond, or go nuclear with a diss track. The pressure was immense, not only because of the public spectacle, but because major sponsors and partners were closely watching. This wasn't just about pride. It was about money and influence. The first twist came when a popular YouTube hip-hop commentator claimed to have insider audio from those OVO meetings. In the leaked snippet, a voice allegedly Drake's could be heard saying, "If they want smoke, we'll burn the whole thing down." The clip spread like wildfire. Some called it fake, others swore it was legit. Either way, it painted Drake as ready to go to war. Kendrick and Tyler didn't back down. In fact, they seemed to double down. Tyler was spotted wearing a hoodie with King's funeral stitched across the back during a public appearance. Kendrick posted a photo on Instagram of a chessboard with only 2 pieces left, a black queen and a white king, and captioned, "It, check." Every move was calculated to keep Drake on the defensive. And in the world of hip-hop, once you start reacting instead of leading, you've already lost a step. Fans were split. Some believed Drake was simply biding his time, crafting something massive that would silence the noise. Others thought the delay was proof that the 6 God had finally been cornered. The stage was now set for a historic clash. But what no one knew yet was that a second leak was coming, one that would blur the line between reality and strategy, and push the feud into a territory no one saw coming. The second leak hit the internet like a detonation. It wasn't audio this time. It was a short, grainy video, posted anonymously on Reddit and quickly mirrored across Twitter. It showed Drake in what looked like a private studio, pacing and spitting aggressive, unreleased bars. The captions claimed this was a snippet from an upcoming diss track aimed squarely at Kendrick and Tyler. The bars were surgical, direct name drops, mockery of Kendrick's conscious rap preacher image, jabs at Tyler's eccentric fashion and sidekick reputation. The delivery was pure venom. No smooth radio polish, just raw, almost angry energy within minutes. Hashtag Drake's coming shot to the top of trending charts worldwide. Fans who'd been doubting him suddenly smelled blood. Hip-hop YouTubers went live for hours, replaying the 15-second clip and breaking down every possible double entendre. Memes flipped overnight. Now it was Kendrick and Tyler's faces on sinking ships. But here's where things took a twist, just as the hype reached fever pitch. Tyler posted an Instagram story that threw gasoline on the fire. It was a screenshot of a text message conversation supposedly between him and Kendrick that read, "Tyler, we dropping it before he can breathe. Kendrick, already done." Fans were stunned. What did they mean? Were they sitting on a track ready to preempt Drake's diss? Or was it a bluff to mess with his rollout? The industry started buzzing with theories. Some insiders whispered that Kendrick and Tyler had already recorded a joint track, a direct response, and had been holding it back until Drake made his move. Others claimed they'd drop it regardless of what Drake did, just to own the moment and dominate the news cycle. The shocking reveal came less than 48 hours later. During Tyler's surprise pop-up show in Los Angeles, the crowd was treated to an unreleased verse from Kendrick sharp, biting, and unmistakably aimed at Drake. The crowd reaction was volcanic. Clips of the moment flooded TikTok and Instagram, with fans screaming they just ended him. In the comments now, the tables had turned again. If Drake was planning a knockout blow, he'd have to deliver it into a world where his opponents had already stolen the momentum. And in hip-hop, timing can be more lethal than content. What made it even more dangerous for Drake was the perception shift. This wasn't just Kendrick versus Drake anymore. This was Kendrick and Tyler, in sync, moving like a coordinated army. And no matter how big Drake's fanbase was, two heavyweights on the same side made it a fight unlike anything he'd faced before. The pressure was at boiling point. Drake's camp went silent. Kendrick and Tyler's camps went silent. The whole hip-hop world waited. The response to Kendrick's surprise verse at Tyler's LA pop-up show was nothing short of seismic. Social media didn't just react. It erupted within minutes. Hashtag Kendrick and Tyler was trending in over 30 countries. Fans posted shaky, bass-heavy clips of the performance with captions like "This is how you finish a rap war" and "Drake's done," and "Drake's done." Kendrick's bars were replayed millions of times in the first 12 hours, dissected by fans and analysts alike. Every punchline was broken down in slow motion, with reaction videos filling YouTube's trending page. Tyler's crowd-surfing celebration after the verse only fueled the perception that the two were untouchable, riding the moment, untouchable and unapologetic. Meanwhile, Drake's fans fought back online. Hardcore OVO loyalists dismissed the verse as light work, insisting it was nothing compared to what Drake was about to drop. "Y'all really think Drake hasn't been cooking? Just wait," one viral tweet read. But with every hour of silence from Drake's camp, even some of his most loyal followers began to look uneasy. Celebrities picked sides fast. LeBron James posted a clip of Kendrick's verse to his Instagram story with fire emojis. Rihanna liked a tweet praising Kendrick and Tyler's takeover energy. On the flip side, DJ Khaled posted an old photo with Drake captioned "Trust the process," which many saw as a subtle show of loyalty. The industry chatter was equally fierce. Radio stations bumped Kendrick and Tyler tracks back to back, framing them as the soundtrack to the moment. Hip-hop podcasts with millions of listeners debated whether Drake's silence was strategic patience or a fatal stall. An anonymous label exec told Complex, "Momentum is everything in hip-hop. Right now, Drake doesn't have it." Even brands got involved. A streetwear label announced a limited edition 2 Kings hoodie featuring Kendrick and Tyler's silhouettes. It sold out in under 2 hours. Rumors swirled that a major sports brand was in talks to sign Kendrick for a new ad campaign, replacing a deal they'd been negotiating with Drake. The message was clear. The cultural energy had shifted. On TikTok, the Drake POV trend blew up. Creators acted out over-the-top reactions to hearing Kendrick's verse for the first time, some smashing their phones or dramatically retiring in mock defeat. Others stitched together edits showing Drake's past wins against rivals, ending with captions like "But this time." Inside the hip-hop community, the conversation shifted from if Drake would respond to how he could possibly respond. Would he go for a full-scale diss, naming both Kendrick and Tyler? Would he surprise drop an album instead? Or, the worst case scenario, would he let the moment pass, silently ceding ground to his rivals? One thing was certain. Every day that Drake stayed silent, the perception gap widened. And in an industry built on narrative, perception often becomes reality. Just when it felt like Kendrick and Tyler had the game locked, the internet exploded with a single, grainy audio leak. A late-night Twitter account with no profile picture, no bio. And only 2 followers dropped a 28-second snippet, allegedly from an unreleased Drake diss track. The audio quality was rough, but the voice was unmistakable. Drake's tone was venomous. No subliminals, no coded metaphors, just sharp, personal shots at both Kendrick and Tyler. He questioned Kendrick's Grammy wins, mocked Tyler's fashion brand, and ended the clip with a cold, 6-word dagger. Legends don't share thrones with hype. Within minutes, #Drake is back shot to the top of trending charts. Fans split instantly into 2 camps. Those swearing this was the warning shot before a full-scale comeback, and those calling it a calculated fake meant to stir chaos. The lack of confirmation from Drake's camp only deepened the mystery. Then came Tyler's move. Hours after the leak went viral, he posted an Instagram story. 3 words in white text on a black background: "We're not done." No music, no context. But everyone knew what it meant. Kendrick stayed silent, which somehow made the tension worse. Industry insiders claimed he had already recorded a response verse, but was holding it until Drake officially dropped the track. The chessboard was set, and both sides were holding their next moves like nuclear codes. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, rumors swirled that Kendrick and Tyler were planning a joint performance at an upcoming major festival, one that Drake was also rumored to headline. If true, the potential for an onstage ambush had hip-hop fans salivating. Even the media played into the suspense. Blogs posted countdown timers for the next Drake move, and major radio stations teased a world premiere slot without naming the artist. Spotify saw a spike in streams for every past Drake diss track as fans revisited his history of surgical takedowns. The energy was electric. Hip-hop wasn't just waiting for music, it was waiting for a verdict. Would Drake flip the entire narrative overnight with a ruthless, career-defining diss? Or would Kendrick and Tyler deliver a counterpunch so big that it turned Drake's reign into a memory? The next move wasn't just about winning a rap battle. It was about deciding who gets to write the next chapter of hip-hop history. And with every passing hour, the stakes only got higher. This is more than just another rap beef. This is the fight for the crown. The hip-hop throne isn't inherited, it's taken. And right now, Kendrick and Tyler are swinging like they want to rewrite the whole game. Drake's next move could define the rest of his career. If that leaked snippet is real, and if he drops a full diss that lands like his past classics, we could be watching the rebirth of the Sixth God. But if he waits too long, or plays it too safe, the narrative may already be out of his hands. That's why every lyric, every Instagram story, and every leaked second of audio matters right now. These aren't just songs, they're chess moves in a war for legacy. Kendrick and Tyler aren't here to share the spotlight. They're here to own it, and Drake knows if he's going to survive, he has to come for the jugular. The rap world is watching in real time, and so are you. So here's the question: whose side are you on? Do you believe Drake can pull off the comeback of the decade? Or is this the moment Kendrick and Tyler officially take over as the faces of hip-hop's new era? Drop your take in the comments. Tell us which camp you're riding with and what you think the next move will be. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because when that track drops, whether it's a diss, a collab, or a total game changer, we'll be breaking it all down bar for bar right here. The next shot is coming. And when it lands, the entire rap game will feel the impact.